Go ahead, little sparkler. You tell them what we're here to do.
Okay, come on, let's ride you in.
All right.
We're going up on you again.
Hi, Stephen D. Lightspring here with a hearty welcome for you today to Wing-Lift Ray-dio. Hi, Beam. How you doing?
Hey there.
I see mountain ranges, the vast of the sea, the heights of hopes horizon, right here in the skies of me. Welcome to Inner Eagle Sky.
We love it here. We hope you do.
Not that. And I know that I have chosen
from
my heart.
Flight back from my heart.
Ever since I first could hear me from the start. Hey, I think I heard a heartbeat. And it brings me peace and purpose just to know I followed it from day one. My heart goes to sky, rainbows lit. Gotta love those rainbows, especially when they chase you. Now I'm living out, dreaming that I knew just might find. Only I would follow my heartbeat, the sweet peace of mind. So sweet.
Sugar.
I am an eagle, born to fly up so high in the sky. High. I am an eagle.
We love to go rainbow chasing, catching, and letting them catch us.
That's right, Sparkle Bright. Rainbows are us. All about beautiful color and sparkly light. That's us, sparkly light. Chasing rainbows? Sure, why not? But be sure to bring your sky scooter. Helps to have a sipper more of practicality, you know? Cliff jumping? Sure. But bring your bungee cord, one good parachute, and at least one paraphernalia.
Okay, let me see. That's one pair of shoes and one pair of what?
Hi, Stephen D. Lightspring again here with my most unheard of voices ever heard, except almost in my head and heart. Yes, my oddest of co-hosts who join me for this high-flyingest oddcast we've ever cast. We, yes, we. Mostly just me, myself, and I. Oddly enough, that includes my right-hand wise guy, wise man, the Geese, and my inner winner and part-time wild child, the Tweez. Properly known as Geezer and Tweezer, they seem to embody the essence of two sides of my own inner eagle skies, sort of like where I may have come from and where I may be headed. But that's just one of hundreds of ways to make anything of any of this. Our theme thought for today is continued from our previous episode, Going with the Flow of Light and Delight. And we sure seem to be going with a very easy-going flow today. But for those of you fortunate enough, or downright adventurous enough to join us here in these inner eagle skies, whatever the case, I extend a most hearty welcome to you today, and hope you feel a little wing lift from winging it with us here. We hope you enjoyed our first ever vocal song intro to this, our 6th episode of Wing-Lift Ray-dio. Somewhat joined by my right-hand man and left-hand noise and song maker. That was a relatively suddenly thrown together version of a classic sort of theme song that I've been privileged to share for about a dozen years now.
Yeah.
Just never so perkily joined by anyone as I was today. We hope you enjoyed that, and also the perkety mini intro snippet there from a CCR classic Up Around the Bend, with some right-on for us lyric variations provided by our tweets. And the lively background music for the last couple 3 minutes here. That is an excerpt from a recent Sound Energy Renewal music release from our Morning Energy music series, All Arise. That one being our first ever fusion classic themed creation called Maestro Stroll.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed that. The full version is 13 minutes long, so there's much more to it. Be sure to check it out to get the full impact of one very unusual piece. Got that right. Why, that's doubly understandably the most unheard of thing I've ever heard of, at least where I come from.
And he's heard it all. So, where are you from, Mr. Geese, sir?
Oh, just down the road a piece. Just past the crossroads of time and space.
Wow, that sounds pretty far from here.
Oh, so much further and far closer than you can ever imagine, my little squeaker squeeze.
Wow, that's so cool.
But that's exactly the way we like it. Deep inside, far beyond, and close at hand.
Wow.
That's right, Twizzlebeam. Far and away the closest point and all pointless points in between.
So, you're from everywhere.
Something like that, my dear little sproutly sprite. But aren't we all?
Huh?
Never mind till it's right on time.
Huh?
Just enjoy the journey, my little quipspeak. You'll get it all in time, or just beyond it, where the getting's extra good.
Okay.
What we hope to do is, no matter what's going on around us, to somehow still enjoy the journey, So, I'm staying in the center. I'm staying in the center, yes, I'm staying in the flow. I'm staying with harangue with this joy I've come to know. I'm staying in the center, yes, I'm staying where it's peace. I'm staying where I'm praying, where my soul enjoys release. I'm staying in the center, yes, I'm staying in the love. I'm staying in, I'm playing in this love I am made of. I'm staying in the center where I know my heart's at ease. I'm staying there, not straying, for I'm where the joy's a breeze. For I'm where the joy's a breeze. Everything is temporary. Emotions, thoughts, people, and scenery. Do not become attached. Just flow with it.
Who said that?
Someone you know very well.
Who's that?
Anonymous. So I'm staying in the center, yes, I'm living from my core. I'm staying here, I'm staying here, I couldn't ask for more than just staying in the center, yes, just staying here with this. I'm staying here, laying here, I'm blessed to know such bliss. Of the staying in the center, yes, just staying where I'm me, just staying where I'm playing, where I will forever be. Just staying in the center, yes, I'm going with the flow. I'm staying here, obeying here, this joy that makes me glow. This joy that makes me glow. Let it come, let it go, let it flow.
Who said that?
That was Anonymous too.
But Eagle Dreamer here says it all the time.
I know, that's why we give credit to Anonymous, because she said everything first.
Okay. So I'm just saying, I'll be staying. I'm just namasteing in the center of the flow.
That's the very blessed place to be, my little sparkly splash. All right. So not having moved forward much with our theme thought for the day, though that's not that uncommon for us, this may be the easiest, goinest, flowinest episode we've had yet. Though we're always pretty easy going flowing.
Yeah.
That's why our format is so laid back and more like just thinking out loud and wondering about things and far beyond things. But what's all this about going with the flowin' and staying in the center of the flow? And what in the world or out of it is the flow? Well, in the spirit of the quote from our previous episode that the flow is everywhere. Thanks, Geese. Oh, yeah. We'll share some thoughts that there seems to us to be a flow to all of life, whether it's all around us or deep within. And along with many different mystical or inner focused traditions, we'll consider here that there's something too going with the flowing within us that might just help us go with the flow around us a bit more naturally, with a bit less or quite a bit less struggle or stress.
Yeah.
Though none of us here even pretend to begin to have it all together.
Yeah.
Every one of us here is a twerk in progress. So true, Geese. We do feel that we've been picking up quite a few fine clues along this flow of our flight path, and we can't help but feel like some of them might just be worth a wing lift or three for some of you.
Yeah,
We do realize it's so not for all of you, and especially for the many of you who may feel like our wondering out loud thoughts are nothing but pure mush, full of baloney,
Yeah.
woo-woo, and mumbo-jumbo. But we try not to mumble or jumble. That's right. But as always, the beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah.
And in the same way, the message really is in the heart of the receiver. Every insightful communicator throughout all of human history has known that no matter how deep their passion to share their truth, ultimately it's up to the heart of each one receiving the message to interpret it and apply it in their own way.
Yeah.
Like one person can gaze on a painting of sky and see the beauty of the clouds, another person may focus on the sun, or the blueness of the sky, or the birds, or even a rainbow. So maybe in a similar way, a message is taken to heart in 1,000 different ways. For as the well-known saying goes, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Yes. And maybe if the student stays ready, the teachers are everywhere.
Hello, Teacher Sky. Hi, Teacher Tree. Hey there, Teacher River.
Exactly, please. Thank you for that.
Yay, hey.
So how about you? Sure, some of you will stay tuned just because it's one of the darndest programs you've ever heard. We want you to feel just as welcome here as anyone.
Yeah.
After all, no matter our life and hard pathway, we're all in this alone together. That's right. And if all we do is make you laugh, even if much of it's at us, we figure that's all right. Who knows, if you stay tuned and keep flying with us, maybe we'll grow on you, and in your own way, you'll feel a wing lift or two. So we sure hope so.
Sugar, sugar.
But what about you? Those of you who, like us, are ever-dreaming sky gazers, flight-minded horizon hopers and hoppers. Do you feel like we might just be kindred spirits? Will you dare dream of the sun rays shining above the dark clouds of your life? Do you find that so many cast only doubt and despair in your forecast? When you speak of your high-flyingest hopes for sky gazing, do you find that many around you only yell that the sky is falling? The sky is falling! Oh yeah, yet you still yearn to keep hope alive. There's a reason you're roaming this odd little planet with us. Maybe we're all just winging it. Yet you long to wing your way to much brighter skies, at least in your inner eagle lens. That deep down, subtle, but way powerful heartbeat in you. Yes, that eagle heartbeat that just keeps hoping that you'll reach for those inner eagle skies that might give you momentum. That's right. To reach for and maybe even glide a few outer ones too. So it's mostly for you. For you, you sky gazer, you. But it's mostly for you that we're here. So whether you relate most to this notion of flying or are more comfortable for now with the idea of flowing more safely down on the ground, we hope you feel a very warm welcome here.
Yeah.
And even as we are known to ramble on sometimes about our delight of flight, you'll also find that we eventually do get around to talking our theme thought for the day.
Yeah.
But first, this. Life is like a river. The way of life is to flow with the current. To turn against it takes effort, but the current will carry you if you let it. Float with joy and ease.
Who said that?
And?
Oh, Nemus?
That's right.
Just keep going with the flowing.
We'll get there. Woohoo! You'll be the river.
Every little ripple comes a streaming through, and without doubt all that I gotta do is flow, I'll splash through all the rapids, every waterfall, and every wave within me I still hear the call to flow, I am river. So I flow.
Be still like a mountain and flow like a river.
Who said that?
Lao Tzu.
Oh, yeah, you quote Lao Tzu a lot. She's kind of loud.
No person pie. Lao Tzu, the famous Chinese wise man from long ago.
Oh, okay.
I know that I will make it so far downstream, trusting as I'm rolling, for I trust my dream. So I just flow, far beyond my dreams to open sea. I surrender all to possibility and flow,
I thought you quoted Lao Tzu a lot because you're kind of loud when you quote her.
All right, person pie. We hear you. So, there you have it. One of our favorite heretofore
2468. Who do we appreciate?
unreleased songs that you've now heard exclusively here. We do hope you enjoy getting in on quite a few first ever releases
First
like that,
time ever.
as we just keep going with the flowing and
Going with the flow.
seeing just where this perky little river of oddly jolly creativity might take us. But to be clear, we do want to say one thing about this huge ocean of a notion of going with the flow. There are so many takes on what it may mean, and there are plenty of quotes where someone warns us against just going with the flow. Usually they seem to mean it in a sense of just going with the flow of the tide or the wind or whatever may be taking you in every which direction, and not having any sense of direction within yourself to withstand any outer influences that may take you in a direction you don't wish to go or feel may not be a wise current to follow. We would tend to agree that blowing in the wind and going wherever it takes you is not only very different from what we're talking about here, it would also be the exact opposite of what we're thinking out loud about here. But that's why we emphasize going with the flow within and following your deepest inner guidance and hearing what might be ringing most true for you.
Oh, yeah.
In each moment with each and every eagle heartbeat. And following that, especially the more it seems to be leading you to higher skies toward an ever-deepening sense of love at the core of your being. And peace that seems to stream from there, and joy that often bubbles up like a fountain from those rivers of peace that flow back to that ocean of love that makes it all possible and is beyond us, yet seems to be at the core of our being. The more we tap into it as we learn how to rest into its fullness, we realize all that may sound like pure mush.
Full of baloney.
To those of you who haven't ventured much beyond the relatively safe streams of your ever-figuring, configuring heads, out to the deeper waters of heart or the vast oceans of soul. And no, we're not here to push any of our oceans of notions on you, just to share our thoughts and observations from our own inner Eagle Skies journey, especially from the parts of the journey where we've bumped into far more bliss than we saw coming.
Yeah.
Or found more peace, or experienced love in more ways than we had before.
Oh, yeah.
We figure those moments are worth taking notes for. And over the years, especially the past 20 and even more so the last 15, and like crazy these last dozen or so years of ever-expanding inner journeys.
Yeah.
Being a way late bloomer in my late 50s, I can only share from these past couple of decades where my deepest awakening to my own heartbeat have been rather profound and life-changing in so many ways I've lost count long ago. The first 6 volumes of Poetic Bliss that came to me back in 2007, night after night, for months on end, when so often I'd wake up to sleep type what kept overflowing my heart like a love-lit blazing stream.
Oh, yeah.
So much so that I felt compelled to keep writing, often for several hours before I felt I had released what I needed to unleash. And I could only feel deeply honored and in awe of the deeply joyful and immensely peaceful, loving words that kept flowing through me. And it continues to this day.
Oh, yeah.
Recently, in a similar way, now in Japanese, a language I had grown up with.
Yeah.
So could get around at the street level and have taught it at the community college level here in the U.S. and done translation work for a few years.
Oh, yeah.
But not having proper schooling, never could have imagined that I'd be writing surprisingly poetic lines now in my second language as well. But as of December 2019, 12 and a half years after the birth of Poetic Bliss in English, something akin to that seems to be happening now.
Yeah.
Only for a couple of months so far, so we'll just stay tuned. But following my present compelling, I have decided to create this oddest of podcasts in Japanese as well.
Okay.
Even if it's only once a month for now, to see how things go. So, can you get a sense of our passion about this? Even if we do our best to just keep it in this low-key, thinking out loud format. It really feels like something I just have to do to overflow from my ever-overflowing heart from so much that I feel I've been given.
Yeah.
Sure, sometimes it's just for my own encouragement and benefit, but not usually.
Yeah.
Like most gifts on the journey of life, it's all the better when shared.
Yeah.
Sometime I may share about the 2 gateways to joy. I'll just say they have something to do with giving and thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yes, and all this without feeling the need to push anyone about anything that might be religious. It's just heart language we speak. Something that many religions try to speak because it's a way of connecting with people at an intuitive level. We just go to the heart of the matter and let you decide where you go from there.
Yeah.
So, welcome.
Yeah.
As we like to say here, welcome home to your heart, to the skies of your spirit.
Yeah.
For those of you whose beliefs and other head language doesn't interfere too much, you somehow manage to keep flying with us. We hope you continue to feel a warmth and welcome wing lifts from us that you can tell is heart to heart.
I think I hear some heartbeats. Such flights of fancy, my dear eagle dreamer.
Yes, and that's how we like it, don't we, geese?
I'll fly away, go glory.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Huh? We hope you do-do-tutu.
Oh, not that, please. No doo-doo in the tutu.
We hope you do-do-tutu.
Welcome to Wing-Lift Ray-dio. Inner eagle skies. I feel safe in the rhythm and flow of ever-changing life.
Who said that? Anne?
No, Porcupine, that one was Louise Hay.
Oh, I know her. I always say, hey, Louise Hay, because everybody knows, hey, Louise Hay.
Okay, Porcupine, we gotcha. We like to play around with words and sometimes two or three. So if you're game to play along, we promise we won't eat or bite the fan that heeds us or fly sight by our ride. Instead, we'll just welcome you to these inner eagle skies. Catch you again next time. Unless you're flying nice and smooth like, then you don't need anybody to catch you. Woohoo!